Hey guys, it's Paige with AskPaigeSchulte.com here to give you a 6-month recap of what's going on in the market, what we're seeing going into the second half of the year, and right in the thick of summer. Summer with a side of fireplace. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Everybody who lives here knows that summer officially kicks off July 4th. So, still borderline between sweatshirts and fireplaces, but we're getting there. The patio furniture is out and the rain has stayed away. Minor threats here and there, that's all. But what's going on in the Gig Harbor housing market, and what advice can we give to sellers and buyers? So let's start with overall, the market is either a neutral market, very balanced, no advantage to buyer or seller, or we are trending towards a buyer's market. And part of that is because of the amount of inventory that we have in the Gig Harbor market. We are seeing higher days on market for all of our listings, just a little bit more time until we get our buyer, because we have 218 homes on the market. The most number of homes we had recently was 187, and that was in May of 2022. So the last time we saw these numbers was pre-COVID. And the last time I can remember our highest inventory was 257, and we're not there yet, but we are at 218, which means choices for buyers. That means distractions for sellers. You're not the only home on the market, and pricing is critical. So not only does your pricing matter, your presentation matters. So staged homes sell for more money. They also sell faster. Really good media. People are still looking from afar. So they want to see floor plans. So they want to see 3D walkthroughs. They want to be able to really explore a house and everything about it as they compare homes. So we're not looking at it from, how do I buy this home the fastest from another state? How do I know as much as I can about this house versus another house? So every single media element is absolutely imperative, and so is preparing your home. Find out what your material defects are, find out what your deferred maintenance is, and if there are a few projects that you can pick up, like paint, flooring, carpet, light fixtures, handle poles, those type of cosmetic fixes before you get to market are easy, and they have the biggest impact for your return on investment. Clean up your front yard, spread out that tiny little layer of bark, make your photos really pop online. 98% of buyers spend all of their time online first, perusing houses, and that gets them into the door. So how can we make your house shine online? The other thing is pricing. Pricing is absolutely paramount. We had a big shift in the market, and we tend to have this early start to the market that sets the market pace, and then we usually get this little stall in that forward momentum when the inventory really floods the market in that May-June timeframe. So we've got a lot of inventory on the market, and we started with a raging good start. Anything that was absolutely perfection and turnkey, as close to new construction, sold for top dollar really quickly. Inspections are still happening. You can expect an inspection contingency. We're still about 50-50 on our cash versus financed buyers. And our buyers are taking their time. We are not seeing that many contingencies, but I think that is going to change here pretty soon. If you have an easy home to sell, you will see contingencies enter the marketplace. And a skilled local agent is going to help you understand if there is an easy home to sell on the other side. How much communication can you have with the other parties to make that core team to get a contingency or a multiple party transaction to the finish line? And that takes a professional that knows how to negotiate, professional knows how to keep all parties informed and comfortable and trusting everybody. There's a delicate dance right now of agents who are able to do that. And with over 600 transactions that we've done just over 100 transactions, 122 this year. We're very, very adept at navigating the market. And that goes for buyers too. The buyers are looking for things that are turnkey. They do not want to pick up a lot of projects. And if they do, they want a discount for their time, energy to slog through a remodel. Bathrooms, kitchens, ripping out floors, things like that. Every single one of those things matters and is taken into account, not only the price of replacing that stuff, but also the time that it's going to take for them to go through it. Buyers, you guys have a lot of bandwidth right now to look at the inventory that's out there. My only caution is that sellers will only take it so far before they decide to rent it or before they decide to stay put where they're at. The hammering on a seller only goes so far until the seller says, you know what, it makes more sense for me to rent this out or to just keep it. There's a lot of equity still in our sellers' pockets, and there's a lot of sellers that have very low interest rates. So if the numbers don't pencil, they are not that motivated to sell. So buyers, have your lender dialed in, your local lender, to help you write a strong offer, because if your price doesn't match the sellers, but you can do better on the terms, you can close faster, you can get an agent in there to do a pre-inspection, and maybe you write a lower offer, but you give them an inspection that's already completed, and they can go into it with peace of mind that this is going to get to the finish line. We've seen a lot of that recently, and it is really helpful to just lay it all out on the table so that a seller can consider the full picture and know that they have a strong contract that's going to get them to close. No cold feet. So sellers expect more days on market. Buyers expect that you have some negotiating power these days, but hire a local agent, because there are still about 25% of properties that are going for multiple offers. And the price reductions, as they come down and they hit the sweet spot and they find their stride, the sellers will still be in power if they get multiple offers. So we had one where we lowered the price about $100,000 and then boom, we had multiple offers. So just because the prices are coming down doesn't mean that there's not going to be multiple buyers that are interested in the property once it hits the sweet spot. So shop local for your agent, shop local for your lender. It is so paramount and it's so underrated to have somebody in your corner that can answer phones on the weekend, that can run the numbers for you, that can really hold your hand and can help advocate for you as you assemble your team of power real estate professionals. That's what you want. And that includes your real estate professional having a tribe of contractors at the ready, so that when you're a buyer picking up a project, you're not worried that you don't know anybody, or if you're a seller that needs to do some projects, that we have people that are there for you very quickly so that you can get things done and on the market as fast as possible. If you have any questions at all, my name is Paige with AskPaigeSchulte.com. I'm so happy that you made it to the finish line, and I'd also like to invite you out to our Neighborhood Experts Barbecue. We're actually holding it at the new Penn Met Community Recreation Center, and we hope you can make it. It's going to be so fun. You'll have access to our neighborhood greens mini golf course. We sponsored the naming rights to that, so we're pretty excited to be investing back into our community. So putt-putt will be available, live music, food, hosted drinks on us. Everything. Face painters. We'll have a free gift for you guys for coming and just celebrate the kickoff to the summer. It's coming, I promise you. The fireplace and my gas bill will be going down here soon, starting July 5th, I'm sure of it. All right, if you guys have questions, you know where to find me. I'm Paige at AskPaigeSchulte.com. Hit reply to this, drop a comment. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye.